It is a story that has everyone talking about in BC, and that is LNG. The first large-scale LNG export facility in Canada is moving forward. Hayley Woodin with Business in Vancouver is joining us now with more on what the news of this $40 billion project is going to mean for BC. I almost said million because it's staggering to think about how much money is being put into this project.
It's huge, and it's expected to generate about $22 billion in revenue for British Columbia over the next 40 years. It's a massive project. The first shipment of LNG from this LNG Canada facility is expected in 2025, so it's still a ways away, but this first final investment decision is a big step toward that. It involves that export facility in Kitimat, as well as a 670-kilometer pipeline to get natural gas to shore. Now, just because we've seen this step forward doesn't mean that this isn't going to face some challenges. Minutes after this final investment decision was announced, we heard from BC Green Party leader Andrew Weaver saying he will not support LNG in BC, and that the BC NDP are going to have to work with their opposition, the BC Liberals, to pass through legislation, some tax breaks that were promised to LNG Canada. So I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about that this fall as that legislation makes its way through.
All right, and growing reaction to the new deal replacing NAFTA from various sectors of business, whether it be dairy or auto. What are you hearing?
Overall, and very generally, it does seem to be fairly positive reaction. This is an end to a lot of uncertainty facing businesses and industry over more than a year of negotiations. It's also a sign of relief that Canada got a deal. We also could have gotten a much worse deal, so it's positive there. But when we look into what some of the different sectors are saying, there's some concern on the part of retailers. For example, there are higher thresholds for duty-free limits. So it's a good thing for Canadian consumers. You can buy more U.S. goods without facing taxes. There's some concern, too, of course, from dairy farmers as the Canadian dairy market will be opening up. But despite those concerns, there's a lot of win for Canadian consumers, too. More goods from the U.S. and some cheaper goods.
All right, Hayley Woodin with Business in Vancouver joining us this morning. Thanks very much, Hayley.
Thank you.